My name is Saskia from Get Pregnant Now, and I've been helping women who struggle with unexplained infertility for over 20 years to get pregnant. And what breaks my heart is that many women who are diagnosed with unexplained infertility are sent away empty-handed and they feel lost. They think they've tried everything and that this diagnosis is the end of the road. What they don't know is that unexplained infertility is actually good news. I am always excited when I meet a woman who has this diagnosis. It's hopeful and it's resolvable and explainable. And maybe you have tried so many things and so many years, just like many women I have worked with.
We had been trying to conceive for 4 years.
We're trying for about 3 years and finally went in and decided to go with IVF and had unexplained infertility.
Had been trying to get pregnant for over 2 years.
Her after having 3 years of infertility.
I was on my fertility journey for over 2 years.
I first tried to get pregnant on my own for more than 10 years.
It took us 2 years from the time we started trying until we got pregnant.
Years of trying to conceive with my husband.
After 2.5 years of trying with my husband and to no success.
You might be at the point in your fertility journey where you feel like you have tried everything to get pregnant and you're starting to get discouraged, and maybe you even think, when is enough enough? And you're not alone. Many women I have worked with felt the same way.
The typical fertility processes, we did letrozole, multiple rounds of IUIs, and the doctor told us that our next step would be IVF. And deep in my heart, I just felt intuitively that IVF was not the next step for me.
We had the diagnosis of unexplained infertility and had spent tens of thousands of dollars on treatments. IVFs, IUIs, as well as working with naturopaths. I did acupuncture, hypnosis. I was open and willing to do anything and everything I could to get pregnant.
Tried acupuncture. I've tried numerous supplements. I've tried eating organic, getting rid of plastics and household chemicals, but I still wasn't pregnant. Then I went on to the doctors and they couldn't find a reason why I wasn't pregnant at first.
Some of you are told that donor eggs are your only option or your only hope is IVF, but what if you don't want IVF?
Thinking that it was hopeless, thinking that IVF and donor eggs were the only way.
We were referred to do IUI, to consider fertility treatments, but I just didn't feel like it was the way to go for me, without a clear diagnosis of any problem. And I just had an intuition that we were able to get pregnant on our own.
We went to so many doctors, but they couldn't find anything. And then they advised us to do IVF, which we did a couple of times, and it didn't work. I got really depressed and upset. Everything seemed so sad, and I just couldn't give up on my dream.
We had the diagnosis of unexplained infertility and had spent tens of thousands of dollars on treatments, IVFs, IUIs, as well as working with naturopaths. I did acupuncture, hypnosis. I was open and willing to do anything and everything I could to get pregnant.
The doctor told me that I had diminished ovarian reserve and that my husband had a low sperm count. At my last IVF appointment, that was in January of this year, the doctor told me that she would only proceed with us if we did donor eggs and that we only had a 5% chance of conceiving naturally on our own.
And maybe you have low AMH or high FSH, which is very common in unexplained infertility, or you have experienced a devastating miscarriage or a pregnancy loss.
When I was 38, I had a miscarriage, and I was told that I had very low AMH and keep trying, stay positive.
The 3-month mark, I had a miscarriage, And it was very devastating. I just didn't know what to do with myself. I was so depressed. I didn't want to live anymore. And nobody could really explain what happened.
I'm Dino, this is my partner Heidi. Me and Heidi, we had to abort our pregnancy upon advice from the doctor 2 years ago.
Unexplained infertility has its roots in emotional trauma and subconscious fears. And if you have a fear or an emotional block or mental blocks, it impacts your fertility. And unfortunately, a medical procedure does not work. IVF cannot bypass emotional trauma. You first has to resolve this. And that's why so many of my clients get pregnant, because the root cause of their infertility is emotional, not physical. And once we release that emotional block, they get pregnant. And that's why I created the Get Pregnant program, because I wanted to be able to help women to find the root cause of what was blocking their conception. And especially when they've tried everything. This program helps you become emotionally stable, helps you rewire your brain with renew hope and trust in your body's innate ability to get pregnant and stay pregnant. With my extensive years of training and study and working with women one-on-one, I've been able to come up with an amazing system to be able to do just that.
She rewired my train of thought and my energies.
I did it, despite the skepticism, and really started at some point to feel a shift in my mental state, where I was no longer in this state of like fear and anxiety about not being able to get pregnant and trying to control everything, and where I was more in a state of just letting go and allowing it to happen.
Did a lot of work on healing my womb, work to make it a fertile and really wonderful, comfortable, warm place for my baby to come into.
Benefits that I received from working with Saskia was that she really helped me to recognize some limiting thoughts and beliefs that I'd been carrying around that certainly were not going to help me get pregnant with ease.
2 weeks after joining the program, Heidi really changed it in terms of her behavior, but also she had a very positive outlook. I noticed our relationship would change as well. There was less pressure, and she would have her hopes again on getting pregnant. And she lost a lot of fear.
I also noticed physical changes too. My cycle changed. When we worked on specific fears, I actually felt the physical release of them. It was amazing and really spoke to the mind, body, spirit connection, and also really spoke to Saskia's talent and expertise.
I immediately knew that emotional state was the reason why I couldn't get pregnant.
To be carrying this baby now and feeling fully in a space of knowing that pregnancy is healthy, I'm healthy, baby is healthy, and I'm looking forward to a joyful, easeful birth and holding my healthy baby in my arms. It's just irreplaceable.
So Saskia helped in so many ways at looking at areas that I hadn't thought to address. She is so warm. She's has such a positive, light personality. She makes you feel confident on your journey, and that was one of the biggest shifts that I saw. Is as soon as I started working with her, I knew my baby was coming. I didn't know when, I didn't know how, but I knew my baby was coming.
This is what happens when you get to the root cause of infertility.
And so I am in my 3rd trimester now.
I'm now 22 weeks pregnant.
We conceived naturally on our own.
And eventually I did get pregnant again, and I gave birth to a beautiful baby girl. And she is just my world. She's everything to me. She's my little sweetheart. Couldn't ask for anything more.
I am pregnant.
Then about 2 months of starting the program, I found out I was pregnant.
And I actually became pregnant in less than a month.
But only 2 months into working with Saskia, I found out that I was pregnant.
And within just a few short months, by November, I was able to become pregnant with my first round of IVF.
And after being in her program for 3 months, I got pregnant naturally.
Hi, I'm Lisa. I'm 41 years old and I am 5 months pregnant with my second child.
I took a test 8 days later and I was pregnant. It was so surreal.
34 weeks pregnant, we'll call it 34 weeks, about to have a healthy baby girl. And I'm just so happy that I didn't give up on myself, especially at 44.
And after 4 months, I got pregnant.
If you are sitting on the fence right now and you wonder if the Get Pregnant Now program is your best next step or can help you, I will leave you with this.
And I believe Saskia is the best in improving the mindset and supporting your wife during the program. And I'm very well sure that you guys will be pregnant. And but effort is really required from the husband side as well. So do not give up hope. Do not lose hope. Stay positive, and I'm pretty sure with Saskia's help, you guys will get there.
So I would say that if you are considering working with Saskia and trying to navigate that, I just encourage you to really follow your heart.
And I'm forever grateful to her, and without her, I wouldn't be here with my son. I can show you. It's the best decision I've ever made in my whole life.
All because of Saskia, and I could not be more grateful. So I highly suggest working with her.
Give it a try.
Work with Saskia if you can. She's a wonderful, wonderful person and will support you on this journey. All my love.
If any of you are thinking of working with her, I fully endorse it, and I hope you have the same wonderful results that I did.
Really highly recommend Saskia to anybody that's having any trouble trying to conceive.
For everyone who's losing hope, I just want them to know that there is help, and Saskia's program helped me.
I can't thank Saskia and her program enough. So I highly recommend it if you're someone who is looking to get pregnant and you want to shift out of your negative mindset. Definitely, I highly recommend signing up for her program.
So thank you so much, Saskia. I mean, I don't know where I would be if I hadn't made that decision. So I'm just so grateful and happy to be, on this journey of motherhood.
So for anyone who may be considering working with Saskia, or for anyone who just is looking to live the best versions of themselves and is looking to possibly mother a first child or a second child or a third child, I encourage you to look at this program.
I really appreciate your program, and I think it really helped get through the whole IVF process and just kept me calm and got pregnant. So I just want to thank you for that and appreciate all the work that you're doing for all those moms to be.
Such an incredible experience to be a part of your class and your community, and I can't thank you enough.
And I couldn't have done it without Saskia's help. So if anyone's watching this and is going through a similar journey, you're trying things, nothing's working, I would recommend working with Saskia in a heartbeat, hands down, no questions.